Joining me now, Robert Wolf. Robert, founder and CEO of 32 Advisors. He's also a three-time presidential appointee under President Obama, the former UBS America's chairman. Great to have you with us here.
Thank you for having me, Lou.
You're excited about tonight?
Yeah, I think it's been, last night was off the charts. Biden and Obama were fantastic. Bloomberg, I don't know, I guess I'd say, oh my God. I mean, he was some attack dog. And of course, I liked what he said, but
I know
surprising.
I shouldn't say I know. I would guess that you
And
would
I think tonight the secretary is going to really make sure everyone's behind her.
You know, as I watched Michael last night, I couldn't help but think that I was listening to an embittered, woulda, coulda, shoulda been candidate who didn't have the courage or the conviction or the numbers from his consultants, whatever, to do what fellow billionaire Donald Trump did, which was step into the arena and run for the office.
You know, I would see it differently. I think, you know, he's been a thought leader in this country a long time. Sure. Left or right. A lot of people aren't sure which he is, left, right, or center. I go
with the average.
I think he wants to make sure his voice is heard, and he's someone that should be heard. And yeah, my guess is he has some regrets about not running.
And in this economy, it was touched lightly by all of the speakers, as if there were no 94 million people who are out of work, that we are not looking at a transition from Obama to, say, Hillary Clinton that would be $20 trillion worth of debt, or if it is Donald Trump, $20 trillion worth of debt. We have an economy that cannot reach 3% growth, for crying out loud, and hasn't under this president. Why should Americans buy her candidacy and vote for her when that couldn't be achieved under Barack Obama?
I think that's a fair question, and thank you for asking me that. One, I was there the Lehman weekend as one of the few executives. We all had white in our eyes. We could not believe what the decisions we had to make.
Right.
We were near going into a depression. We were lucky to call it a recession. Almost 1 million jobs a month. We have turned the corner, but we're by no means where we want to be. You know, if you look at the auto bailout, I know everyone can argue whether it was right or wrong. It was right. Okay, the auto sector is the highest it's ever been. The stock market's back to an all-time high. Average hour work week, which is important, takes the slack out of the system. It's now at pre-recession levels. But I'm not saying that we're where we want to be. I'm saying that the trajectory is the right way, and we have more work to do.
And we have a middle class that continues to shrink. And by the way, that's not an invention of Barack Obama, George W. Bush. It's been going on since 1976. We have a middle class whose wages have been stagnant. Their net worth, the household net worth, is now down about $4,000 over the course of that time from 2008. I'm not putting that on Barack Obama, but it hasn't recovered.
Well, I'll tell you something that's just unbelievable, and I think you and I, Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, the left, right, the center, unions, the Chamber of Commerce all agree. We need an infrastructure plan in this country. And an infrastructure plan, which actually the president recommended, okay, would have brought millions of jobs. For every $1 billion spent, it's 30,000 jobs. But more importantly, for every dollar spent, it's a 1.6 multiplier. We have over $3 trillion in needs of infrastructure. And when I talk infrastructure,
or higher,
I'm not talking just roads and bridges. I'm talking ports, fiber optics, water treatment centers, next generation GPS, and I have to tell Secretary Clinton here, if you look at her plan, it's all world. Okay, she has a great plan. I like to think that a lot of people helped her understand what infrastructure was. Her husband was incredibly strong on it. Donald Trump says it, but he has not shown a plan.
And let me turn, and by the way, I'm absolutely shocked that you support Hillary Clinton's view on that. But TPP, the Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Well, I'm going to surprise you on this one.
Well, I mean, she flips and she flops. She deletes from her paperback references to what she had in her hardbound hard choices.
So on this
which
one,
direction are we headed?
Okay, so on this one, I'm not with the secretary.
No,
I'm not with Donald. I happen to be with the president. I am for TPP. I'm on the President's Export Council. I do not think we can have a moat around our country. The best way for let me just finish.
I got to interrupt.
All right,
I didn't say anything about a moat.
I didn't say we did.
Okay.
No, I was just.
You said we can't have a moat. Who's suggesting a moat?
No, but the idea that everyone's against trade, okay, and that we should have barriers.
Who's against trade? International trade has been with us from the founding of the nation.
Donald Trump's talking about no trade agreements.
Well, he's talking about bilateral trade agreements first.
Okay.
Secondly, he's talking about
no. He said no TPP. TPP is not bilateral. It's 11 countries.
Well, in point of fact, that's 9 more than bilateral.
Right. Well, but let me just explain why I'm supportive.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. It is the best way. Okay, to go after China because they're not part of it.
Why should we go after China?
No, go after China with respect to trade. If we do not do TPP, the 11 countries will all trade with China. We'll still trade with Germany. This is our way to put labor standards and environmental standards.
But Robert, TPP was created as an anti-China architecture. That was the purpose.
Correct, and we should support it.
Why?
Because it's important.
Because it'll just create more. It'll just create more distortions.
All right, now let me talk about the secretary. She's adamantly opposed to TPP.
Right.
I was with her last September. As part of the President's Export Council, I wanted her to be part of TPP. She opposes it. She opposed it then. She opposes it today.
And so that's her final position.
That's her final position. On Jeopardy. Is that Jeopardy or something?
No,
that's our final position.
This is the McAuliffe edition. Governor McAuliffe says she's going to flip-flop.
Well,
he was wrong?
He was wrong.
All right.
Listen, it's
Robert Wolf
Good
is
to have
right.
a business guy on a business channel.
Well, you know what? It's good to be a business guy on a business channel. Talking a little politics. We call it the political economy here on Lou Dobbs Tonight.
Yeah, trust me, it's not easy being the guy in the middle, policy and finance.
You got it. Well, you've had some experience with it, so we appreciate you taking time to join us.
Thank you very much.
Good luck tonight and congratulations.
Yeah, real pleasure.